Okay, I'm back. This is the other piece of work I had to deal with. The one that was the juvie officer, or the head of juvie, I guess it was. I don't really know. That my dad and I took Karen's mother's letter down to the one I spoke about in the first video. The 7-page long thing that validated a lot of things I was finding out about Karen that I didn't have any proof of until I saw that letter. And the way that came about was, like I said earlier, the State Defender's Office on Buttonwood in Columbia, Missouri phoned me alerting me to the fact that the case had been closed. It was 1997. And if I wanted the files, I could have them. Which I felt was irregular and other people felt was irregular too. But I didn't really care. What can I say? They either thought it was a big ha-ha joke like I mentioned earlier, previous video today, or screencast rather. Pardon me. Big joke. Because inside was just unbelievably dumb. But back to her being the big piece of work that Dad and I cut myself off. I do that because I'm hyper and bipolar. Dad and I went down to ask her about the file, and she got so upset or angry with us questioning her work that she screamed at us, and a co-worker emerged from a back office, an office further back behind hers, which was the front when you walk in the front door, to see what in the devil she was screaming about. So Dad saw then, too, what a piece of work this person was to have to deal with. Well, here's her page, okay? This one looks pretty much like it might be a nice thing. But then you move on to this one. It doesn't look so great. See here? Skull. Let's just venture over there and see what's happening. Okay? You ought to be able to tell by the first, few posts what goes on here. Okay? It's a biker gang thing. Random. Here's one y'all might like. Cop Networking with Cops, Missouri. Okay. Well, they don't have very much on here. Yeah. Hell's Angel veteran writes biker tale. Lucifer's sword. So she was hell to deal with. And here's what she's into. Part of what she's into. I guess she thinks that's a good thing. Plus, that just reminded me of BACA, Bikers Against Child Abuse. How they are in Sedalia allowed to, I guess intervene is the word that I'm trying to use. Intervene when a kid is saying they're abused. We had that going on up the street from us. And they've moved now, though. And then another person I had made the acquaintance of, who's also moved to St. Louis, her son was in with them and spending a lot of time with them. And they were trying to get her because she had an alternative lifestyle. which I'm not supportive of, but being it's America, God bless America, people are going to do what they do. So I'm going to get off this page because it gives me the creeps, actually. Alright, then we'll go back down here to see this other one, other group. It also didn't seem like it was all that wholesome, you know. But there she was in charge of juvie, basically telling other people how they should live their lives, right? This other one, nothing but tongue jello shots. So you see where her mind is. Just like, well, I'll go to Denise's thing here in a minute to show you, well, I already mentioned a big old drunk put in charge of being something in sober people's lives, and it just clashed. Her and I did not get along. I tried, and it was to the point I had to get my mother to go with me or come over to the house even, because these people creep me out. They upset me. I was actually kind of scared of them, you know, the way they do. So this just tells me, Maria, you're nothing but a big drunk. Nothing but a big drunk. And you're probably drunk 99% of the time at work, too. And you got irate with my dad and I because we had a legitimate question. Just like I had a legitimate question. If you're looking at the screen, you can read this. That I posted November 5th, which was the eve of the elections. And still no answer. Being left to dangle. Very one-sided. Terribly, humongously one-sided. How much more simple can a question get? Okay, I will even highlight this question. Just a second, I had to clip that out of there so I could make a new file. Yeah, I can keep files on people too. You know, they're putting it out there, Facebooking it, no big deal. But here is the highlighted question. How can someone be sentenced as a repeat offender like John Myers was sentenced as, without having a prior? Like John Myers didn't have a prior, but he was sentenced as a repeat offender. Do you get that? Because my dad and I made a trip out to that county over by Boonville, whatever county that is, and had the clerk of court look it up, and she found no such thing as a prior. Nada. Zip. Zilch. So this charade is going down in history. I hope you know. I'll have you to understand this will go down in history. Because I'm madder than whatever you could ever imagine somebody be mad about. This is ignorance. When I opened those files from the State Defender, I could see nothing but ignorance. You mistreated my spouse and mistreated my whole family. And now you better be taking a whole lot of drinks of your stupid little effed up jello shots. Numb yourself. They let you breed. You have offspring. This and this other thing here with your stupid other little biker group gang crap. Normal people have normal people for support. Not you, though. Not you. And I'm pretty sure it would be considered conduct unbecoming of you. And plus the things I've heard of your spouse, if he's still your spouse. I won't talk about Miss Black, though, right now. I think I've covered that in another video. This skull and bones crap here, that's Nazi. And so you come flipping in. You and your darling Denise, too. Looky here. Her true colors began to show, too. Nobody would have ever believed it. Not everyone likes me, but not everyone matters. Well, tell me a freaking about it. How much we did not matter to her. And then, I guess that's her sister. I love you, you buddy of mine, and boy can we whine. Get good and drunk, do ya? Part of this crap, when I scrolled down it before, I really, there was no freaking way. That I believe it. It's just up there forefront. This is the kind of thing to make people look at you like you're a decent person. And I don't believe you are. I don't believe it at all. After the experience I had with you, Denise, I don't believe half of what you post is you. It's the person you need to be able to get along in a world of decent people. And if they knew the half of it, they would probably break down and cry. This is the fakest person I've ever seen in my life. And now that Sam's out of the picture, and we know why about that too, you get somebody else to schmuck around with. Bunch of schmucks. Oh, and these get worse. I made clips of some of these and saved them. In your own little file, Denise. Yes, I could make a file on you, just like I could make one on Maria. And codename Nietzsche from the commune. And her crazy story about being raped 2 or 3 times a day. And her mother's letter telling us about what a little pervert she was, that we didn't get info about until way too late. The molesting of her preacher while she sat on his lap. The manipulating of herself while she laid on the floor, discovered by the preacher. Why didn't she tell the police while they were there at my house that I called about her, Denise? I called the Sedalia police on Karen Julia Myers Toe in the fall of 1993, and they came over and spoke to her because I could not deal with her. She was abusive to me. And she sat there and looked at them as if nothing was wrong, or she would have been pleading, please let me go with you, please. Just like she would have pled with you and Maria when you took her. Please don't make me go back there on the bus.